videos. And after the videos, we will start the lesson, and I hope that you will get edified.
I had a very vivid dream. In this dream, I had an individual whom I personally know, who's in my family, come to me in this dream, and he says, you need to check the news out. And I said, why? What's going on? He said, it's on all over the radio. It's on television. I said, what is it? He said, you need to go turn the television on. I said, okay. And I turn on the television, and what I'm going to show you, and I try to find an image that would best depict what I saw. So this is the best thing I can find, and I'll elaborate a little bit more on this as I'm talking about this. But I'm going to show you what. And this is an image of America being invaded. And in this image, they're being invaded from the west and from the east. But in the dream, I saw a map just like this. Now I didn't see these towers right here, so this wasn't in there. But I saw from the west, from the east, and from the north. There was nothing coming from the south. Okay? In this dream, I heard the newscast. The news broadcaster said, ladies and gentlemen, we are witnessing extraordinary events that are taking place in America. It is apparent that we are being invaded. And I heard this in my dream. And he said, if there was ever a time to pray, it would be now. That's all I heard in this dream. Now, here's where it gets crazy. Ready? Again, I saw there was an invasion coming from the west, from the east, and it was coming from the north. And I want to say this is where it became detailed. It was air and sea. Again, let me say that again. It was air and sea. I saw bombers and warships, submarines. Again, warships, submarines, and bombers. It was coming from in these. Again, it was on the news. We were sitting there watching this on the news, and you could see them coming in from the west. They were coming in from the east, and they were coming in from the north. There was nothing coming in from the south. Now, guys, here's where it gets chilling. When I saw these different types of military vehicles and so on and so forth, they were like zoomed in. It was amplified to me, and this is what I saw. I saw the colors on the nation that was invading us. I was permitted to see the colors, and this is what I saw, guys. That is the colors, and everybody knows what that is. That was very bold. It was bright, and I saw this color. This is the color of Russia's flag. I have nothing to gain from this. If anything, I know that I'm going to gain a lot of scoffing from it. But as a watchman, I have to come out and I have to say what I did see.
It's Monday, November 6th, 2023, and I have another emergency alert to share with you guys. So we have some concerning information coming out of the U.S. military. Apparently CAO and CNO training is going to start expanding, and that's casualty assistance and casualty notification training. And this was put out recently, and what's interesting is they specifically mentioned that the purpose of this expanded training is to allow for a larger population of trained casualty notification officers and casualty assistance officers in the event of a large-scale combat operation or mass casualty event, okay, or mass casualty event. What does that sound like to you guys? That sounds to me like nuclear war and World War III. Okay, we currently have 2 carrier strike groups in the Middle East. We have an Ohio-class sub in the Middle East with 154 Tomahawk missiles with nuclear warheads on them. Okay, this was confirmed yesterday by U.S. Central Command. They posted this on Twitter yesterday evening. Okay, this post has over 6 million views. Okay, On November the 5th, an Ohio-class submarine arrived in the U.S. Central Command Area of Responsibility. Okay, this is a boomer. This is a sub that is used for nuclear strikes, for nuclear war. This sub probably has 154 Tomahawk missiles with W-80 nuclear warheads on each one, with 150 kiloton blast yield for each one of those warheads on each one of those missiles. Okay, the Tomahawk missile has a range of 1,000 miles and it's pinpoint accurate. Okay, this is exactly the type of firepower that the U.S. military would need if they were trying to strike Iran and denuclearize Iran. And we do know that the U.S. House of Representatives almost unanimously passed a soft declaration of war on Iran last week, and nobody's talking about it, guys. Nobody cares. The U.S. House of Representatives just a few days ago passed a resolution saying that the U.S. will not allow Iran to become a nuclear power, and the U.S. will do whatever it takes to prevent that from happening, and the U.S. would authorize allies like Israel to do whatever it takes to stop that from happening. And we had 7 nuclear war command and control planes up in the air today, and a nuke sniffer, plus these 2 doomsday planes, plus the news that the B-1 was flying over Saudi Arabia, which I think is training for launching cruise missiles with nuclear warheads towards Iran, okay? But here we have 3 that were airborne earlier today in the morning and early afternoon. One of them went into the Gulf and turned its transponder off. And then here we have 4 that are basically airborne this evening, almost right now. This was about an hour ago, so right around 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So that's a total of 7 nuclear war command and control planes airborne today, guys. That is extremely concerning. I cannot stress to you how concerning it is to have 7 of these in the air in one day.
So let me chime in on how people are making it right now in America with inflation at an all-time high. People that are making $35 an hour, $40 an hour are still broke. So you wonder, am I the only one feeling this? I know you guys are driving around in your city, seeing people still at the grocery stores, still in the fast food lines, still acting as everything is normal. But there's one thing that, if you haven't noticed, people are not using their money to survive right now. They're using credit cards. And if you look at America's credit card usage right now, it's at an all-time high. Most times are already maxed out. And I'm going to tell you one thing that's going to send everything into let's say a bad spot. They're not going to pay these credit cards back. They're spending knowing that they're not going to pay these credit cards back. And so now that these people's credit cards are maxed out, and credit companies are no longer giving them money to survive and buy their food, because we don't have any help with our food. If you make money like I make money, you go to that grocery store, or your wife goes, because I haven't been in the grocery store in I don't know how long, but my wife goes to the grocery store. And if we don't spend $600 or $700 on a grocery trip, I'm surprised. But my situation is different. I have a lot of kids, but you wonder how people are making it out here, and they are not making it off their own money. Plus, let's put the other thing in perspective. You have the government saying that job numbers are through the roof. They have created so many jobs, and people are taking these jobs, and that's not true. The fact of the matter is, people are taking on second jobs and third jobs just to put food on the table for their family. Mind you, in the richest country in the world, something's not right. If you are somebody out there surviving right now, taking care of your kids, and your money's going up, I salute you. But 99% of people right now, their pockets are suffering. The government even said that by the end of this month, most likely 99% of Americans will have run out of any savings. Wow. This is crazy.
Hey guys, I wish I had some good news, but I'm telling you right now, some of the major banks are going down this week. B of A, Bank of America, I'm telling you right now, I'm having problems with my account right now. DoorDash Direct is having problems, they're down. I'm telling you, some major banks they're going down this week and probably tonight. So check your bank accounts because you're going to get pretty worried if you have a lot of money in a bank and you haven't got it out yet. Heed my warning. That's all I'm got to say. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's happening right now. Financial collapse is happening right now, people. I'm just letting you know. Everyone have a great night.
The United States Federal Reserve is considering the creation of a digital dollar.
One currency expert claims the removal of cash would push America closer to a totalitarian state.
Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell told the House Financial Services Committee in March that the Fed had already begun testing a digital dollar.
So what we're doing is experimenting in kind of early stage experimentation. How would this work? Does it work? What's the best technology? What's the most efficient?
Just like paper dollars, a central bank digital currency, or CBDC, would be issued by the Federal Reserve. Those pushing for it say it would have several advantages over physical money. They say it could be used to fight inflation because the Fed would have more direct control over the money supply. It could speed up transaction payments and help fight money laundering.
The ability to track transactions has a couple of elements that are very attractive to economic policymakers. One is to know where people are spending their money. Another is to track taxes and prevent evasion and that sort of thing.
Backers say the U.S. needs a digital dollar if it wants to remain the world's reserve currency. Opponents warn that it could be a very effective instrument of government control.
So we start today's lesson in Ezekiel